There, now it says it's up with an excellent connection.
New stream?
Yeah. Yeah, started viewing the phone.
Are people jumping on? People on yet?
Yep, they're jumping on.
Let me know the count. And we'll jump back into this.
We're already back at 51.
Alright, so guys, I'm sorry we're having live stream issues right now. I think we got them figured out. The one thing, the biggest takeaway is we're still going to be doing YouTube. We're not stopping the YouTube channel. We're still going to have fun. A lot more fun, maybe even more fun than we've ever had. And we got a lot of big ideas. And so instead of being distracted with sound of the motorcycles, we're going to get back to that eventually. When the time is right, we're just going to focus on videos, focus on making products. We still got the gloves. We have a couple other cool products that we're going to be rolling out with this year, which I'm really, really excited about. And I'm going to give you guys some pretty awesome deals with that. But like I said before, we're going to answer some questions. I posted a thing on the community board. I said I'm going live tomorrow. Throw down your questions. I'm going to answer as many as I can. And
I would start from the top.
Start from the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're loud and clear now, so.
Freddy44 says, "Hi Sean, love everything you do on the channel. My question is, would you ever consider shaving your beard to raise money for a good cause or challenge or bet? Blessings to you and your family in 2022. Maybe. I've never really shaved my beard before. I've trimmed it. Maybe for a skit. If an organization was like, you can raise this much money for a cause that I can really get behind, maybe. But I'm not putting there's no razor. I ain't putting no razor on my face. I'm gonna look like I'm 12. I'm gonna be like 7. My 8-year-old son's gonna look older than me. All right, Mr. Mick M. Calvin. I don't know, okay. Expecting to take a class and get there first in 2022. Suggestions for learning proper maintenance, care, equipment, worth buying. Equipment, there's a lot of good resources on YouTube. The SRK Cycles is a good channel for checking out your next bike, but not necessarily a good resource for that stuff. Take a motorcycle safety course or whatever they call the local course. It is worth every penny, and actually in Pennsylvania it's free. So definitely check that out. And you need just all the gear. At the very minimum, boots, jacket, gloves, and helmet. And I'm a full face helmet guy. If you look at the stats, every time if you don't know this, but maybe you did know this. Every time you wreck a motorcycle, that helmet gets taken away and analyzed. 25% of all crashes have damage here. 25% of crashes all damage here. So you have a 50-50 chance of this getting hurt. Now I got a beard, it's going to protect me. But you're much better off with a helmet that's going to protect you. Now, let's see what the next one is. When are you guys going to start selling bikes and opening the shop back up, or are you doing that at all? A lot of unknowns right now. It's very possible that we might be moving in a year or more to a state a little more central to the country. And then it's very possible that I might ask to see if anyone like you guys, want to sell motorcycles and do a really good job at selling motorcycles and then having a lot of fun and kind of joining that team. Hope that answers that question. Now in the meantime, though, we're still buying bikes to do reviews and to do videos with. So if we can come up with a good way to sell those bikes when we're done, that's easy for us. We might do that. It might be just a Shopify store. We might make a Shopify store, throw the bike on there, and you buy it on the Shopify store, and then we'll have a couple shippers that you arrange the shipping, or maybe you can come pick it up. I don't know. But that's definitely an opportunity. That's an idea that we've had. Dan Reaper. I was raised around an MC. I assume he means motorcycle club or just motorcycles. And loved feeling the freedom I got from riding. What made you love motorcycles so much? It is. I know someone else asked a similar question. It is a cliche answer to be like, well, I like the freedom, but it is a unique type of freedom that I've not experienced anywhere else. Maybe you would get to something similar if you're like wingsuit flying, But in the same time, it's a very you feel very exposed. You're driving, you're passing cars, but they're in boxes, and you're just out there. But when you do it long enough, it feels more comfortable. It just makes more sense, to be honest with you. But it's like the closest possible feeling that you can get to flying. Flying right on the ground and just, I don't know. It's one of those things. I didn't start riding bikes until I was like 19 years old. I was on the older side. I didn't ride dirt bikes my whole life. Wish I did. We just weren't able to do that. We lived in the city, and my dad drove a car or a minivan because we had a lot of kids, and that's just how it was. Once I rode a mini bike, a kid's mini bike, and I just loved it. Couldn't get me off that bike. Bradley Guppy, can you start doing some engine swaps, big power and small frames? That sounds like a really good idea. That sounds like something that's right up my alley. Josh Martin, can you have a motorcycle show at the shop? So I have a reason to come down and say hello. Thanks. That's an idea that we talked about. Having some bike show. I think the shop might not be big enough. We might have to do it someplace else. And then we talked about doing a ride. Telling people we're starting here. We're gonna stop here. And then whoever wants to get on, jump in, just jump on it. That sounds like a lot of fun. I think I would really enjoy that. So that's another idea. Comment below. What do you guys think? If that's a good idea or not? What are they saying, Dan? They like that idea?
Give it a little bit. There will be some lag.
How many people we have on?
We have 251.
Right.
A lot of them are guessing where you're gonna move.
What are they
They're
saying?
coming out with guesses. We got Texas, Miami, Ohio, New Jersey was my favorite one.
These are all great guesses except for Ohio and New Jersey. California's great. I'm actually from Texas. But as far as from out of those, you guys have not guessed properly. But Florida and Texas, you guys are getting in the right direction. Although those are completely different directions.
Got someone saying they love the idea, by the way.
Hey Sean, big fan. Are you okay, this is from Bassman. Or Bassman. Bass L-Man. Hey Sean, big fan. Are you a nerd? ? I don't even know what that means. Like...
What kind of nerd?
Yeah, am I like a bike nerd? I don't know. Dan, am I a nerd at anything?
You might be a bike nerd.
Maybe I'm a bike nerd.
Is that a category? Or do you have to like Star Wars?
I appreciate Star Wars. I'm not like I haven't read the books or anything like that. I probably have seen all the movies. Just got done watching Mandalorian. I guess that makes me a nerd. I would never consider myself a nerd. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It used to be a bad thing when I was a kid. That was like a bad thing, like nerd and geek. Now it's like, now it's cool. So that's good. That's cool. Zachary Roslin, do you plan on doing any snowmobiling this year? Yeah, my dad was throwing that around. We did a snowmobile. We bought a snowmobile a couple months ago. Maybe put the snowmobile tracks that you put on dirt bikes. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I kind of want to put one on a Harley Davidson. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Philip Booth, you've done it once. Why not do it twice? Just move somewhere warm and tropical and open up a motorbike shop. Yeah, the only reason I would want to do it warm and tropical, or just warmer, year round, just so I get to ride more, because I like riding more. But no, that's definitely a very possible thing. Someone else asked the question, where do babies come from? And that's a good question. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. My wife had a couple babies. I could ask her when I get home. Billy Dyson. He's referencing the picture that I posted on the comment thing. Cute wife, loved your channel. Had dirt bikes thrown up. My friends all have street bikes now. Thinking of getting one for the first time. What should I get? Not a Harley. I'm not a Harley guy like my friends. Kawasaki or Honda. Touring bikes. Spots looking. Not a Goldwing. Okay. What about BMW? A lot of good BMWs out there. K1600, R1200, VTX 1800 is a good cruiser bike. I like that. I like VTXs. VTX is a really good bike. The Vulcan Vaquero is a really, really awesome bike. The Kawasaki Vulcan Vaquero. All right. What's your favorite Bible verse? I don't have a favorite Bible verse. I kind of go back and forth. I did see one recently that kind of hit me. Let me go to my app. That I was like, man, I don't remember reading that. I'm not bragging about this, but when I was in college, I went to a little Bible college, and the way it's set up, where everyone minors in Bible theology, so I read through the Bible during a couple years, and it blows my mind how little, there's so much to it. Right now, Proverbs 21:21, he who pursues righteousness and loyalty finds life, righteousness, and honor. And I was like, wow, a lot of us, and myself included, we get caught pursuing the wrong things, whether it's women or or money or whatever people pursue. That's kind of the big two, though. Money and women. Just whatever you're pursuing. We often get caught up pursuing the wrong stuff, and a lot of times, it's good to read the Bible and kind of get realigned of like, oh shoot, man, I've been focusing on the wrong thing. Why? This is you. Oh, it's a Junkyard Finds. A guy named Junkyard Finds. Why don't they make rocket-powered motorcycles? They do make a rocket-powered motorcycle, the Y2K bike. Jay Leno has one. There's a handful of them out there. I think they MSRP. I think when they originally sold it was like $150,000 or $200,000. Very, very expensive. I'd love to get my hands on one. But they do, and we've been talking about making a rocket-powered bike. The problem is I don't know anything about rocket engines. And neither does Craig. So we're working on it, though. We're working on it. Dirk Diggler. That's a funny name. Does anyone ever mistake you for Wolverine? Thank you. And does anyone ever mistake you and Wolverine up? You're kind of getting rustic. You're kind of getting that rustic mutant look. Not a bad thing. I appreciate that. I feel like I am getting that rustic mutant look. And now with the beard and stuff like that, I'm kind of going. It's almost more like old man Logan, and less like my younger self, where I used to shave my beard like Wolverine.
You want to try sideburns again?
I would do that. I thought it was a cool look. But back then I had glasses. Now I don't have glasses, so I might look even better. I appreciate that, Dirk. That's really kind of you. I love Wolverine. I'm a big fan of Wolverine. I'm going to be real annoyed when someone else kind of takes the mantle of Hugh Jackman. Vu Nugent. Okay. So on. Dan, can you see my post? Can you see my original post?
I'll bring it up.
Let me see if I can find it. I'm not logged in. I just want to give everyone else some contact. So in the picture, it's me and my wife Rachel, and there's a little picture on the back that says this kitchen is for dancing. And I said in the post, I said I said, P.S. This kitchen's not just made for dancing. We also do a lot of fighting in here. Which, the kitchen's for dancing and fighting. There it is. And Vu said, "Who are you kidding? You fight about what type of dancing you're gonna do. LOL. Hope your Christmas was fantastic, and looking forward for." And he's right. Most of our fighting. I'm more of like a classical, like ballad jazz type of trained dancer, and my wife's more hip hop. And it's really like the bulk of the feuds that we have in our house. You know what I mean? I'm coming home, I just want to dance. She's been home with the kids all day long. She just wanted to dance, and then we just don't know. Vu just really nailed it he really nailed that one on the head. Wagner Stein Industries. Love the videos on both channels. Are you going to travel anywhere during the winter so you can keep on riding motorcycles on the street? Maybe California. I think it's a good idea. I will never go to California. No, that's not true. I've been there. But California they're not too kindly to people like me. So I'm going to do my best to avoid California. Florida, though. We might take a trip to Florida and just test drive like every new motorcycle out there. Someone asked the question. Well, I'll let that question come down. Dead Pixel said, "What's your favorite national pizza chain?" I think it's pretty obvious, but I want to know what Dan's favorite national pizza chain is.
National pizza chain?
Yeah.
So it has to, okay.
Don't say mine, though.
I don't know what yours is. I was just going to say, like, Papa John's.
I was going to say Papa John's. And it's just because they had the little, the garlic. The garlic sauce.
Dips they give you
the garlic sauce is so good. It's really nice. I feel like it's the same crap as like any other national pizza stuff, except for that garlic sauce.
No, the pizza's thicker. That's why it's
good.
An easy.
I like pizza. I like a thin pizzeria pizza though. I was gonna say Little Caesar.
You liked old Domino's pizza, didn't you?
No.
No.
No, but I was gonna say, but like pizzeria style pizza. You know what I mean? Like Metro or something like that. I love that. I was gonna say Little Caesars because like in college, you could buy a Little Caesars pizza, whole pizza for $5, and we would just. I mean, I remember when I lived at home, Little Caesars was really horrible tasting pizza. But for some reason, when you're in college and $5 is like a lot of money, that pizza tasted pretty good. So, Papa John's. Has Marcel du Toit, has the beer changed your life? I guess it has. Great question. I love that. Lozo 16. Between a Suzuki M109R and the Harley V-Ride, which would you recommend for a second bike? I assume he means, I thought he meant like for his next bike after his first bike, but maybe he means just two bikes. Also, the guy's 6'6". I'm gonna go with that M109R. I think that V-Ride might be a little small for you. You might feel a little tight in that V-Ride. Connor O'Hare. I like your videos, but why do you put... Okay, here we go. This is a great question. It's a really good question. I like your videos, but and it is funny that he's asking the question because you know I'm gonna like do more of this. I like your videos, but why do you put the God-bothering stuff in it? Don't just say generic to spread the faith nonsense. This is actually one of those questions I was gonna write down a better answer if I'm just gonna go off the cuff. The best way, so let's say you're not religious and you think it is just nonsense. At the very, I heard it described one time, imagine a bunch of homeless beggars. Imagine a bunch of homeless beggar people. And, they don't know where they're going to get their next meal. And they find a source. One guy finds a source of like unlimited food. He's going to want to go back and tell other people. He's not just going to want to be like, I'll keep it all for myself. Like, he can't eat it. He can't eat it all. It's unlimited. As many people can come into it. And that's kind of what's going on. So, that's kind of the way, Christians most religious people view the world. There's only one way to heaven, and there's only one truth, and that is, you know, I don't want to see. Okay, here's and I'm the worst orator. I'm the worst speaker about anything, but
you're doing great.
it's because I value people. You know what I mean? I want to see you guys live the best life, and I want to see you guys find truth, and that's why. That's why I bring it up. I think it's very important. And I understand if you're not religious, that's fine, or you don't believe in God. But just because you don't believe in God does not mean He doesn't exist. You know, so everyone has to come to they got to come to the point in their life, or they should, where either God exists or God doesn't exist, and you have to really think about it. And I know it's very easy. It's very easy in the society, in the world that we live in. I'm not blaming society. It's very easy in life to let yourself become distracted. And I'm the best. No one's better at getting distracted than me. You know, let's say the thought pops in your head. You're like, if God does exist, I might be going to hell. And it's not a good thought. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good feeling. But at some point in time, you have to deal with that. And not just let yourself like, oh, let me look at buying another car. Let me distract myself. Let me watch another TV show. Let me distract myself from the reality. It's something that everyone should do, because you don't want to be on the wrong side of it. I hope that helps. If you have any more questions like that, I'm happy to stumble my way through it. But there's a lot of really good, smart people, way smarter than me, you know, online of videos. If you want to look more into that, you know what I mean, like does God exist and stuff like that. There's a lot of very, very compelling evidence for it. Noah, I'm not sure if it's been answered, but what got you into religion? Maybe I kind of answered it right there, but you know, I grew up in a religious church and a family, but everyone has to kind of make that choice himself. And honestly, it was the strongest argument. You know, there's a book written by a guy, I forget what his name is, but it says, I don't have enough faith to be an atheist. And I've seen a lot, I've read a lot, and I've seen a lot, and I agree with what he says. I think you have to have just as much faith, if not more faith, to be an atheist than you do to be a Christian. And if you want to ask more questions about that, I'm happy to answer that. But when you dive into it, that's absolutely true. It's Craig. What's up, Craig?
Yo, dude.
You coming by?
No. Yeah. What's the plan? You starting at 5:30?
Yeah.
No. Oh, don't do this.
Craig, we're live right now, Craig.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you're live right now. Don't swear.
Oh, okay.
Let me FaceTime you. What's up, Craig? Looking all disheveled.
What's happening?
Say hi to all the boys and girls out
Is
there.
that Danielson?
Well, that's Daniel, but you know, I'm showing.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Craig.
Look at that. When did you guys start?
4:00. We were having had a little rough go at it in the beginning because internet issues and stuff like that. But now it's all good.
Awesome. So, how long are you going?
If you're at your house.
Yeah.
If you left and you tried to come here, it would be we'd probably be done by then.
Okay.
So, I appreciate the call in. And if you want to say a word to everybody.
Thanks for watching. Happy New Year.
Wow, that's the word you give them. Great job, great. No, that was great, Craig.
I'm tired. I've been riding dirt bike all day.
Yo, how was the dirt bike?
It was awesome.
Was it faster than the KTM?
today. The suspension's really nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, the suspension's really nice. It rode well. It rode good. Felt lighter than the KTM.
Is it? Probably is.
I don't know. It might be a little bit. But no, it was good.
Awesome. All right, Craig.
Have fun.
Yep. See you later.
Later.
That's Craig. You guys know Craig? You guys know Craig from
Everybody
Craig?
loves Craig.
Everyone does love Craig.
I'm going to call him Uncle Craig.
Uncle Craig. Craig's a very lovable guy. You know what I mean? Like he's very easygoing. Much more easygoing than I am. Craig's the type of guy where you're like, hey, let's go get pizza, and he's like, yeah, I'm down with anything. But then when you're like, hey, let's go pizza, I'm like, no, I can't eat that. You know, I'm not eating pizza. I gotta eat something. You know what I mean?
Craig's always down for pizza. Sometimes Sean isn't.
No, I'm often not. Motorcycle you wish you didn't sell. Motorcycle you wish you had. This kind of connects with another question that someone asked of like, what was that motorcycle you've been chasing for a long time? You've never been able to get it. 2 bikes. One is the Y2K bike that like Jay Leno has. There's a handful of them out there. The other one is the, and I don't even need to buy it. I just want to see it. And I think there's 2 of them out there. And I heard from a guy that, my diesel mechanic, that he actually saw one. And that's the, what do they call it? It's the Viper bike. The Dodge Viper bike. 4 wheels, 2 wheels right next to each other. Apparently it can do like 300 horsepower, something, or 300 miles an hour, something crazy. Love to get my hands on a Viper bike. And I'd probably spend a lot of money for it. And I think it'd be a good investment, to be honest with you. This is Matt. This is M space ATT. Matt, any tips on saving money for a new bike? I got your tips right here. 1, save your money. The best way to save money is to save money. That's not to spend money. And that's just doing basic common sense, financial stuff. Don't finance your vehicles, and don't go out to eat. Work a couple extra jobs, and just have a goal in mind. All right, I'm going to save up $5,000 for a bike. I make, let's say the average person makes $55,000 a year. I figure out how much you live off of, and then figure out how much you can actually save, and then you go buy that bike. And then if you can deliver pizzas, I spent a long time. I spent like 2 years delivering pizzas when I was like 19 and 20. You can make $150, maybe $200 a night just delivering pizzas. Delivering pizzas is the male version of being like a waitress. Women can make a lot of money doing waitressing. So if you delivered pizzas 3 nights a week, that could be an extra $300-400. Do for 10, 20 weeks. Right there's your bike. Just don't let anyone get in your way. And, try to not, try your best. Like, just don't, I would recommend don't finance your bike. It's a toy. It gets in the way. A lot of times it gets in the way of your marriage when, like, you can't make the money. You can't afford it, but you're financing it. What bike, in your opinion, this is from, it's also from Matt. Question, what bikes, in your opinion, are desirable collectors in the future? I would go, a couple bikes. One, the Honda Rune. The Honda Rune will be a collector's bike. It was very rare. When you're looking at a collector's bike, there's a couple things you want. I've thought a lot about this. It's got to be limited production. Limited production is a big thing. But it's got to be a bike that people liked. Oh, it's the wife. Hey, I'm live. What's up? It better be nice. You better say something nice. No. Not very long, though. Soonish. Oh, they can't hear you. Hold on, let me put it on speakerphone. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, internet people.
Hold on, let me put it on FaceTime. Anyway, I said you weren't going to be on here. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, guys.
That's my
Hope you're
wife.
winning lots of bikes.
Say what?
I said, hope you're winning lots of bikes.
We're not giving away bikes right now. We're just answering questions.
Oh, dang. Oh, they're all getting off.
Now they're all now they're all jumping off. You're really messing things up. All right.
All right.
We got to go do more live. The wife. Things that are limited production that people liked. There's a lot of limited production bikes that people don't like, and that's why they're limited productions. I also think Honda. These Honda remakes of old bikes that are really popular, I think they're going to be cool. Also, motorcycles that are just, this is almost any bike. After 50 years, if a 50-year-old motorcycle turned up in the crate, in the original crate, or with 0 miles, it's probably going to be somewhat valuable. So I've thought about like buying like a new Honda Trail 125 and just keeping it in the box, or wrapping it up and then just saving it for 30 years. But I'd have more fun riding it. Do you like pizza or bikes better? A lot of pizza questions. Another question some guy asked it was pretty funny. He said, do you like pepperoni? No. Do you like pineapple? He's like, pineapple on your pizza or pizza on your pineapple? And I was like, man, this guy's just getting deep on us. This guy's just like digging deep, straight up philosopher over here. John Preston II says, my dream car is a Viper. I plan on getting one eventually, preferably a newer 03. First of all, just so you know, the new 03, I think you're getting the Gen 3 Viper, and every other generation hates that Viper. Although I think it's a cool looking car. As someone who's owned one, what are some pros and cons, tips or tricks you learned after owning one? They're hard to find parts. It is kind of a pain to find parts. You got to really kind of dive into that cult. And I bought it at a good time. I bought the Viper at a really good time. Right now is a horrible time to buy a Viper. They're incredibly expensive. I just keep your eye out for one, but don't buy one if you're spending. Don't spend all your money on a Viper, because when something breaks, like buy a Viper when you can afford it, and it's like your third car. Don't buy it as like your main car, and it's taking up all your money. I like mine, but when stuff started to break, it got really, little plastic pieces started to break. It got to be a pain to fix, and I don't know. I don't think it's very good advice. But ever consider a real long trip like through America? Yes, I've considered that. I thought about doing a movie, like Motorcycle Diaries, but in America. We take like a month off, make this like documentary movie, meet a bunch of cool people. I thought about that. What are your thoughts on the new Honda Navi? I don't have any thoughts on it yet, but I just put deposits on 2 of them. So I will. I just learned about it today, and I was like, I gotta buy this bike. I gotta make a video with it. So I'm pretty excited about the Navi. Guy said, "How do we end up in purgatory?" Question mark. I don't know. I'm Christian. I don't believe in purgatory. That's what Catholics. What?
That's gonna bother some people.
Oh, because all right. I'm not Catholic. How about that? I'm not Catholic. I don't believe in purgatory. I know Catholics say that they're Christians too, but Christians are like, no, it's different. But after the Great Schism, where Catholicism and Protestantism split up, I was on the Protestant side, and we don't believe in purgatory. Second question. I'm thinking of owning my own dealership one day. Any words of wisdom to anyone like me? Just be honest. Just be honest. Start small. If you can start real small and not have to borrow a bunch of money and have a lot of overhead. You don't need overhead. I mean, I proved that we had a warehouse and we could sell a lot of bikes. So be very honest. Take care of your customers. You've got it. One of the most horrifying things when I started SRK Cycles was that could I take care of my customers if something catastrophic went bad in the first 20 bikes that we sold? I would have, but it might have killed the company. You know, let's say you sell a $10,000 Harley and the engine blows up the next day, and you don't. You know, if you had it the next day, if you didn't sell it and you kept it, it would have blown up too. So, you know, you fix it, but nothing like that happened in the first, probably in the first year of me having the dealership. But you got to take care of the customer. It's all about their reputation. You don't need a big overhead. You don't need a big fancy showroom, a nice, a fairly clean garage. When we first started, we weren't even in a clean garage. It was just like a recon wash bay type of situation. But we were nice to people, and the bike spoke for themselves. Will you be covering more bike reviews and doing more auction videos? We will be doing more bike reviews, and we'll probably find our way to the auction. That's probably a thing. Okay, this is a question. This is the question everyone wants to know. This is from Wolfie Songs. If you could have only one bike, out of every bike in the whole world, you'd have all access to all the parts or anything you needed to keep it running, which bike would it be, and why? That's a very easy question for you. There's only one bike. There's only one option. It's very easy. That is the BMW R1250 GS bike. It is the Swiss Army bike of bikes, and I say that because it's a fun bike, but it does so many things so well. You could track date if you wanted to. You could take it anywhere. You could take it off road. You could take it. That one bike could literally take you anywhere. It rides on the street. You can cruise. It just so much. It really does what like 5 bikes all do. But this does it in one big package. But you just have to learn how to ride it. Really, it's amazing. We have a video coming up where we actually went to the BMW school and got to really learn these bikes. And I'm excited for you guys to see the video. It's a lot of fun. Big BMW plug. I hope they pay me for that. Here we go. Can you live stream a choreographed fight dance in the kitchen? I mean, it's New Year's, you know. Anonymous Biker USA said that. I'm sure my wife would really like that. My wife got into dancing a couple of years ago. But then she keeps on getting pregnant, so she has to pause her dancing.
And fighting.
And her fighting. No, she still fights. Still a big fighter. Very strange question from Johnny Quest. I have a question. How well are you in reinventing yourself? I don't know what that question means. Dan, what does that question mean?
Say that again.
How well are you in reinventing yourself?
In reinventing yourself?
I'm probably poor. I don't know about reinventing.
Growing the beard, be reinventing yourself?
Yeah, I don't know.
Transforming from beardless to bearded?
I'm not good at I don't know if I'm good at reinventing myself, but I think as humans, and it's just, I assume 99% of you are guys. So I can confidently talk to my boys out there. As men, you know, we are supposed to be always getting better, always improving. You know, every day look at what you should be better than what you were the day before, or the week, or the year, you know, before. So I'm not going to say it's reinventing myself or ourselves, but it should be improving. So I like to think that I have improved, and I do improve, and I plan on continuing to improve and become a better person. I'm not sure if that was some type of loaded question or something like that, or Mario Stevens, what's going on with the channel? Nothing's going on with the channel. We did take a break the past 2 weeks. One, to get ahead on the video, but two, just to kind of rest and do the you know, hang out with the family and just kind of give everyone a break. Austin, we're always hearing about the bikes on your channel. What about the beards? How long did it take you to grow, and what's the process on keeping it pristine? I don't know. I trim it down. I get tired. I've almost trimmed it down a couple times. This maybe takes like 3 or 4 months or something. 5 months. I don't know. I don't know how long it takes. But what I do to keep it pristine, honestly, I am the worst beard guy ever. I don't do anything. Every like once a quarter, I put some oil in it. Every once in a while, I wash it. Bugs all inside, you know. And I try to keep it not smelly, so my wife doesn't, you know, not want to be around me. But I go like this. I do a lot of this a lot. That's kind of my thing. Maybe that helps keep it pristine. That's kind of what I do. So I have a beard to have less maintenance, not have more maintenance.
They're asking, or one guy did ask when a beard video is coming out.
Just a straight up beard video.
Yeah. It's
Like-
called Bikes and Beards, so he wants to know just a beard video.
It's a beard video.
No bikes.
No bikes. Wow. It's crazy. I never even thought about it. Maybe we'll do something like that. What's your wife's stance on the beards?
Also, there is no giveaway on this video.
Yeah, guys.
I did get a few people asking.
Yeah, sorry, guys. We do have a couple things we got to wrap up. Two, we got to give away the we'll do this early next year. The trip, the side-by-side trip that we promised to someone who bought a Doing It shirt or Doing It merch. That's still going to happen. And then we still have the side-by-sides, and then also the pit bike, the Honda 110 pit bike is still going to get given away. That's all going to happen early next year. How do you make it work with your wife and being so dedicated to work? Thanks, Sean. I constantly am reminding my wife that her friends' husbands work more than I do. That's kind of my trick. Like, I don't work that much. You know that person? That husband works more than I do. Yeah, that's a great question. Not even sure if I'm doing the best job at it. You know, there's a point in your life where you just have to work a lot. And luckily, I really like what I do, so that makes it easy for me to, you know, to work and to want to work and something I learned from an old mentor of mine, and I kind of learned it from the opposite. Because he wasn't doing it right, so I kind of saw that, and I was able to, you know, better myself because of it. Where he told me he owns his own business. He's like I didn't like going home to see my kids. I liked working, and I was like, oh, that's crazy, that's sad. And then something that happens is you go to work, you start getting older, you start working your way up the corporate ladder. You have people that you work with that you like, that when you say, hey, let's get this project done, we get the project done, you know what I mean? And then what happens is you go home and you think you're going to go home and relax and take a break. And in reality, that's not how life is. Because you go home and the house is a mess and kids are running around and no one listens to you. Of course, it makes more sense for you to be like, I'm going to go to work. People listen to me, I got respect, I'm respected, I get stuff done. It's kind of my zone, you know what I mean? And that's, you know, when you leave work, you're clocking into the most important job that you have. Like that's just rest reality. That is the most important job, and you have to look at it as now the real work is starting. Not like I want to kick my shoes off and put my feet up and just drink a beer and watch the game. You know, you can sleep when the kids are in bed. But, like, that's the most important thing you got going on. Yo, Dan, can you throw me that drink over there? That nasty protein.
This is nasty.
It's horrible. All right. That's so bad. It has, like, the longest aftertaste. Somehow they have 20 grams of protein in this, like, watery coconut substance. Some guy said, I want to ride a motorcycle. I want to start on an automatic. Nah, don't start on an automatic bike. it's not really helping you out. It's like it's like starting on like a bicycle. If you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle, learn how to ride a motorcycle and learn how to do the shifting the gears. Go to an MSF course, but don't start on automatic unless you have some type of like disability that you can't actually ride. I've never met anyone who's like who just hates shifting. Maybe some people do. This other guy said he was up to Livewire would be a good first bike. I'm gonna go with no. Don't get a Livewire for your first bike. It's kind of, I like electric bikes, but get a regular bike. Learn everything. You know what I mean? Learn where everything's supposed to be and learn how to clutch and everything like that. And then get an electric bike. But I think you'd be missing something. You'd be missing out on something, on a part of motorcycle riding if you didn't know how to ride a normal motorcycle. Question: what are some strongholds in your life you've overcome and put you where you are today? God's been working in my life, and I'd love to see how He fits in yours. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I got to think more about that. You know, one thing is taking responsibility for yourself and your own actions and not being a victim. That's very important. Once you start doing that, you realize that you're not a victim, and that, you know, I guess that's all I'm trying to say. Another thing, you know, fear is a thing. Fear's probably a thing that I deal with still. You know, everyone's working on something, and you should be working on something. You know, unless you're perfect, and that's pretty cool if you're perfect. Biggest regrets throughout the growth of the channel and business. Probably biggest regrets to the channel was just not asking for advice earlier. You know, like even I use this example to other people. Michael Jordan had multiple. He had trainers for everything. You know, he had nutritionist, trainer. He had someone helping him out on every part of his life, and that's part of the reason why he was like the best. So it doesn't matter what you do, you're never too good to ask for help. And chances are the best people out there have consultants and get help. You know, for too long I was trying to do it myself, and it wasn't until I started getting consultants and learning more about, you know, the craft. Not like witchcraft, but, you know, like my craft. Not Minecraft. Tell us a secret you and your children know about, and this better be about food. It's not crazy to think that, like, if I'm cleaning out the car, or if I grab one of my kids out of the car seat and there's like half of a bar, you know, like a peanut butter, like Chewy bar or something like that, you know, that they started and then it fell through their, you know, if it looks good, I'm gonna eat it. Like, I don't care. There's nothing wrong with that. You're the monster. Forget you guys. I'm not a monster. Is Craig staying with you? I hope so. Getting into motorcycles. What started you on this escapade? I think I answered that question. If you could pick one motorcycle to restore, what would it be? I think it's pretty, you guys are going to find that out really soon. But it's an old classic Harley Davidson. You guys are going to find that out real soon, though. We're doing it. Which build was the hardest of them all? P.S. Love the beard. The toughest build, the jet ski bike was a really hard build. But then the Harbor Freight bike was also a very tough build. Just like me and Craig, mainly Craig, we have a lot of good skills, but there's a lot of big gaps that we don't have. Like the ability to use CAD or put anything on paper. You know what I mean? We just kind of like, let's just put this here and then we'll figure something else out. And that's definitely a limitation that will probably be there until we can figure that out. What type of investments do you own? I sold all my crypto. I have no more crypto. I can be honest about that. I'm out.
You have so much crypto though.
I had a lot of crypto.
You had Ethereum,
Ethereum.
Doge,
Had a bunch of Doge.
cats.
Yeah, man, all that stuff. I think, and I don't know if I have to give a disclaimer because I'm clearly not any type of authority on anything. I think that the crypto market and the stock market are go in the same wave. They're not like in adverse. So I think the stock market is going to crash. There's going to be a correction in the market in the next like 18 months, and the crypto is going to drop with it, and then that's going to be a good time to jump in. But I still think crypto is a good idea. Any advice for an 18-year-old me? Haha. That's a guy named Will. Dan, what you got for an 18-year-old?
What do I have for an 18-year-old?
What kind of advice you have for an 18-year-old?
Man, you don't know anything. Get a job.
Yeah, you're so dumb. That's a great...
I was working at Burger King at
Don't-
18. That was
don't
probably
think
the
you
best
know-
thing for me.
Realize that you're dumb. The wisest thing you could ever do is realize that you're dumb. And then go on that quest. You know what I mean? There's not a single person out there that you couldn't learn from. And it's very common for young guys. And I was the same way. You know, like your first semester in college, you learn stuff. You're like, there's no way my dad knows any of this stuff. And you come home and you're like, Dad, I'm smarter than you. You know what I mean? And the chances are you're not. What up?
I was trying to think of something to say.
No.
Got nothing. College is summer camp. We were talking about this the other day.
But just, realize that you don't know very much, but you have a lot of potential. You have an incredible amount of potential. And, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Another thing is, figure out what you're good at, but more importantly, figure out what you're bad at. Because that's very key to success, knowing what you're bad at. What's the most difficult part about owning a motorcycle dealership, especially considering you started from nothing to get where you are today? And that is true. I did. I saved up like crazy. I was working at a car dealership, and I saved up really, really. It was so hard to save up. You know, like my wife was driving in a car that we paid $1,500 for, which was a lot of money, like most amount of money we ever paid for a car. I never paid more than $4,000 for a car until I bought my Dodge Viper. So we were just saving up, trying to save, and it was really, really hard to save. And I think when I left the dealership, I had maybe like $10,000 in the bank account. And I was like, cool, I could buy like 2 bikes, flip them, put that money back in there, flip it and stuff like that. The most difficult part of owning a dealership is the paperwork. Paperwork is horrible. And in Pennsylvania, I was told by the guy that helped me set up the dealership, the legal process of it and stuff like that. He's like, the motorcycle dealership or the auto industry in Pennsylvania is the heaviest regulated industry in the state. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. And then he's like, you know what the least regulated industry is? I'm like, no, what? He's like, law. Of course, law. Their law, you're talking about make their own industry more regulated. So in Pennsylvania, there's a lot of regulations, and I'm not. That's a weak point of mine. I'm just not good at it. It just won't get done. So I had to bring on people to do it. The other thing that makes it really tough. One, you got to know your book. Okay, another tough thing is initially you do everything. Like you do every single thing, and then you have to work even harder to hire someone to take the load off for you. But for a while, I'm doing my own bookkeeping, and I was really bad at it. That was very frustrating for my accountant, who was my dad. So what would take me 6 hours to do wrong, I had to get to the point where I made enough that I can hire someone to do that same work who was good at it, and they would do it properly, but they would do it in half an hour. But I thought I was saving money doing this. You know what I mean? Like growing a business is very hard. It is very important to have a business mentor or a couple people that you can throw ideas back and forth and stuff like that. What's your New Year's resolution? I don't have New Year's resolutions. I think New Year's resolutions get dropped really quick, but I do set up goals every year. And I set up goals for a couple different aspects of my life. business, friendship, family, health, and like spiritual goals. And I'm not done that yet. I'm running out of time. And yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow. But you know what I mean? You want to set up all those goals, and hopefully they all kind of coincide and they don't like, mesh against each other. Favorite sport bike, favorite supermoto, and why? I've not found a supermoto that I really love, but I know there's one out there, and I do love supermotos. And I think I'm going to build one this year. I'm pretty excited about doing that. Maybe like a CRF 450 supermoto would be a lot of fun. I'm pretty pumped about that. Favorite sport bike? It's really, really hard to beat the BMW S1000RR. It is an amazing bike. From there, I'm going to go to Honda. After that, probably the GSX-R. Yamaha and Kawasaki. What's the best area in the country to sell a bike, and the best area in the country to buy a bike? Sell high, buy low. Well, if as simple as that, you would want to buy at a poorer part of the country, and then sell at a richer part of the country. So, or possibly a seasonal thing. Yes. So, you'd want to buy down south. But the problem with that is that that's not really the case anymore, because everyone knows the internet. It is a great equalizer, and everyone knows what everyone's prices are. So it's not really the case. Although I didn't live that close to the military base, but I lived near, what was it, Bragg? I lived fairly close to Fort Bragg. And if you had cash on you, if you're trying to get the best deal on a bike, save up, have cash. Keep that cash on you, because this is what happens. A guy posts a bike. What time is he going to post his bike for sale? He's going to post it at 6 o'clock. What time do the banks close? 5 o'clock. So there's like 12 hours where no one else can have, either because they don't have the cash. That eliminates most people, or they can't get the cash out of their bank in time. If someone posts up a great deal, a killer deal on a bike, and you're like, bam, I'll be there. Here's, with cash. I used to sell a lot of bikes that way. I used to buy a lot of bikes from guys who were on military bases, and they'd be deploying, and they're like, I gotta get rid of this bike. Like, I can't. I'm leaving. I'm deploying for this many months. I gotta get rid of the bike. And a lot of times they got rid of it for a pretty good deal, and you're up there with cash. So I think that's a good opportunity. Dan, any questions on there?
Benelli. Do you still have the Benelli?
We do. What should we do with it? Question for you guys.
Yeah, we'll leave that out in the open. Here are a couple rapid fire questions.
All right.
Crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Oh, crunchy's gross, you monsters. Smooth all the way, man. Although in a peanut butter jelly sandwich, I think crunchy's kind of like a peanut butter jelly sandwich, like crunchy with real jam with like strawberries in it, and then with like wheat bread. You know what I mean? That's almost like a meat. That's a man's peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Ever get your beard caught in your zipper?
Yes, all the time. It's horrible. My jacket zipper, not my pants zipper.
And then a couple people asked, how'd you get the idea for the M1 motos?
Yeah, M1 Motos is a brand that you guys are going to hear a lot more about this year. We're going to start pushing that. The idea for M1 Moto was, bikes and beards is it's small in the sense that, like, it's just guys with beards. So, you know what I mean? So I was like, let's build a brand that we can start selling products with that doesn't eliminate people. You know what I mean? I don't want to eliminate girls who don't have beards. A lot of girls ride these days. Or guys that don't have beards, who are also girls. Or children. Or babies. So, first started with the tank straps, and that was like tank as in like, big, strong military tanks. M1 came from like the M1 Abram, and it kind of evolved from there. Here's a question: did you go and see the Spider-Man movie? And the answer is no, I did not yet, but I want to see it. It looks really good. I hear good things. Some people said it was the best Marvel movie they've ever seen. That's hard.
People say that right after they get out of the theater of every Marvel movie.
Oh, right.
Like every time you're watching one,
except
and
for,
you're in the theater, it's the best one you've seen.
Except for Black Widow, and except for Captain Marvel.
Eternals didn't do well either.
Eternals did horrible. Did you see it?
No.
I just didn't care. I just didn't care at all. It was completely disconnected. You know. Now if it was like Eternals plus Thor, I saw it.
Plus Thor, you're right.
Eternals plus Spider-Man. You know what I mean? You got any more over there?
No.
Alright. I bought one of your limited shirts for a chance to win the 110 Honda Pit Bike. When will they all be drawing a winner? That'll be next month. And as of right now, I think we just ordered the wrong amount, the quantity of shirts. We have a bunch of smalls left. So you might have a better than 500 chance to win. You might have like a 400 chance to win. Alright guys, so I appreciate you guys. 2021 was an awesome year. I hope it was a really good year for you guys. 2022 is going to be great. We're going to do it together. It's going to be a blast. Dan, is there any more amazing questions?
Amazing questions. I kept hearing people talk about the Ural. Are we getting another Ural?
Maybe we should. Put some skis on one. Maybe we should. A lot of people be liking the Ural these days. I would kind of want to see the Ural versus a side-by-side, but I mean, the side-by-side would just destroy it.
Also, this isn't a question,
Okay.
but the news just came in. Apparently, Betty White just died.
No way.
Yeah. Well, it's actually been blowing up in the chat for a while.
Guys, I hate to be the one to break this news to everyone, to the internet, but Betty White died. Do we know how old she was?
99.
99.
Yeah.
She was still in movies like up to a couple years ago.
Oh yeah. Oh, she was a ball of fire in movies.
She was a pretty impressive. She had a pretty impressive career.
Yeah.
I know nothing about Betty White, but
my favorite role was her in Lake Placid.
she was in Lake Placid.
She was in Lake Placid. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, I don't want to give it away, even though the movie's old. Everybody should watch Lake Placid for Betty White.
All right.
You won't regret it.
Oh, poor Betty White.
All right. On that note.
On that note, thanks for ruining. Hold up, someone's calling me from Langhorne, PA. Should I grab it? Should I grab it? What does people in the chat say?
No, don't grab it.
Yeah, I'll say no. All right. Guys, that wraps it up, guys. You guys are the best. Remember, we're not driving the YouTube channel. For the majority of people, everything's going to stay the same. And there's not going to be 2 Christmases. So, awesome. We'll see you guys later. Thank you.